Hi people, welcome back once again to my channel Wholeness and Soul Matters with Shuchi, and here I have a special love tarot reading just for you guys, and this reading will be valid for you whether you're checking out this reading on Valentine's Day or at any time in the near future whenever you might be guided to this video. So we are going to be doing this reading for revealing to you where you guys stand at this point of times in terms of manifesting true love or a genuine soulmate in your life. And even if you are someone who's already manifested that someone, that true love, even if you're married or in a deep committed relationship, this reading will provide you more detailed guidance on how to be able to truly take it forward to sustain it in higher dimensional ways, a relationship which you already might have. This is a general tarot reading that I'm doing here to bring you some love related guidance. I also do specialized customized personal readings. If you are interested in booking a personal tarot reading session with me, you are free to connect with me in any of these ways shared here. Let's get down to the reading. I have already pre-shuffled the deck and selected 4 piles: pile A, pile B, pile C, pile D. Please go ahead, pause the video for a moment if you want, and choose whichever piles, whichever card here that you feel relates the most to whatever is happening in your love life or which is happening inside you in terms of love at this point of time, or in your path to manifesting true love or a soulmate or the right partner. Please go ahead and look at each of these cards. This card in pile A talks about romantic feelings. So if this is the card which you feel most relates to you or how you are feeling at this point of time, please go ahead and select pile A to reveal detailed guidance for you. If you feel this card 2 is the one that most fits whatever is happening with you right now, new love, go ahead and select pile B. And if you feel that this card, express your love, is the one that resonates the most with whatever you are going through, you are feeling in terms of love at this point of time in your life, go ahead and select pile C. And if you feel this final pile D, is the one that resonates most with you, religious factors, if this is something you feel is connected to your love life, if this cards make sense for you, go ahead and select the guidance under this pile for your love life. And all the timestamps have been given, so you need not go through each and every reading. You can just go ahead directly, fast forward to the reading which is applicable for you, to the reading for your piles. So let's get started. Okay, so we start with pile A first. Those of you who felt guided to select this card, romantic feelings. Let's see what guidance we have in store for you. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So great. So if this is, if some of you really have feelings for someone, if you're developing feelings for someone, and this could be, I sense this could be someone for whom maybe you didn't really have these kinds of feelings before. It could be someone at work, it could be someone with whom you've had just like a friendship earlier, and it's possible that now you find yourself, you know, kind of developing some feelings which were not there earlier, and these are not platonic feelings. So you might be developing some kind of deeper feelings, romantic feelings for this person, male or female, and these feelings might have taken you by surprise, but your guidance is that if you are feeling this way, then there might be some truth to it, and you might want to, you know, discover where these feelings lead you. These feelings might be leading you on to something which is real and true and genuine, so you might want to explore them. Let's see what further guidance you have here in terms of this. Okay, so I have this card here which tells you what action you should take or what energy you should, you know, embrace for guidance towards this, right? Let's go ahead and check this out. Wonderful. This is the Fool card you have, and this is one of the most beautiful cards one could receive. This is the beginning of the major arcana. It's the major card, and the Fool card always guides you to stay true to whatever your soul, deep inside your heart, whatever that's guiding you to stay committed to that. So here you have a big affirmation to go right ahead, because what you're feeling is part of your soul journey. What you're feeling is true, and it truly might lead you to something major. It truly might lead you to something, to someone who is really worthy of being a part of your life. Something really genuine, something really good might happen down the road. So you are being guided to not suppress your feelings. If you truly feel deep feelings, if feelings are developing, you are being guided to listen to the urge and the guidance of your soul. You can take some more time, you can go deeper inside yourself, self-reflect, and if you're still sure that you're feeling the same feelings that you're feeling right now, or if your feelings are getting deeper, then you are being guided to take action to go down that road. This might be the urgings of your soul, of your higher self. So excellent card to receive. Something which you're guided to be wary of or not to do, right? Which would not be right for you to do, which will not be for your highest good of this. This is that card, okay? What not to do. All right, so this is, again, you have some big cards here, guys. You all have major arcana cards right here. So you have received a beautiful card again, which is card number 8, the Strength card. Now straight away, I can tell you what you're being guided to is not to take any unthought of actions, insensitive actions, hasty kind of actions, especially if you are a male. I would guide you not to go on kind of those silly actions, kind of actions which in romantic movies guide you about, jumping and shouting from rooftops, or behaving silly, or acting all immature, those kinds of, or showing aggressive energy in terms of love, over excessive imbalanced energy. Please don't do that. You're being guided to inculcate true inner strength when it comes to this love. If you truly wish to manifest this true love, this person in your life, you are being guided to inculcate true strength. Now this is not a person who's going to be appreciating outer shows of bravado and over excessive show of energy, over excessive emotions, or behaving wildly, behaving recklessly, behaving rashly, blabbering too much, or going on too much about yourself, or needlessly, especially if it's a male. You will not be able to impress this female by a show of outer strength, by behaving foolishly outwardly, or trying to show them how strong you are, or how masculine you are, or how much you can protect them, or unnecessary indulging in silly things such as violence, or behaving like expressing typical negligent behavior. So do not try to show anything. This person will not be interested in your outer show of strength. How to put it, how smart or how dynamic you come across and how extroverted you come across. They are not interested. They are interested in what lies within you. They are interested in the strength that lies within you. They want to know how strong you are. They don't want you to express it in by being violent with someone, or by being possessive, or by outer actions which mean nothing, or by behaving wildly. They want to see the strength of character which lies within. So you can be very gentle, very sensitive, very thoughtful outside, and they will love it, but inside they will know that you have that strength, and the strength of character, and the dependability which they need inside you. You don't need to prove this side of you by silly, violent, wild, reckless outer actions. That is what I mean to say. Make sure you're working on this side of you, because this will be very attractive for developing this relationship, and also very attractive for this person and for sustaining this relationship. Right, in case you're already moving ahead with this is the quality that will be very, very helpful in supporting and sustaining this relationship deeply. Your inner strength, what lies within you. All right, Now I have another card which talks of what is the shadow side inside you. Do you know the shadow side? The side of us which needs deep healing, which is not yet clear. What is that shadow side of you which you have to bring out into the light, which you have to clear, cleanse and heal? Because that is one side after which, after you've paid attention to it and after you start working to it, it will support you in your love life, in the manifesting of true love and in this. Let's have a look at that card. Ooh, you've got a really interesting card here, and it talks of sexual arts. So again, now nothing in a tarot reading is, read on its own. So I will again like to read it in conjunction, in association with all the other cards that you have received here. So what I feel is, especially if this is a male reading, guided to this pile, this reading, I feel that, you might be someone who might be placing too much excessive importance or emphasis on sexuality, on passion, and all those kinds of the physical expression of love. And you are being guided again to, have some balance, to show strength, inner strength, how dynamic, how, so to say, sexually attractive you appear on the outside. It might be important for you, but make sure you're not placing overemphasis on that. It is likely that you are someone who is, sexually very attractive to the other sex, and you likely know it, but which is a great thing, and to have in your relationship. But again, I feel that, in some ways you might be overdoing it. There might be a tendency to overdo it, and you are being guided to develop what lies within, not again, I feel the same thing, not placing too much excessive addictive importance on the outer sides of things, outer sides of relationships, the excessive display of display of love in wild ways, reckless ways. See, I was just talking about it and you got this card. So this, I feel, also relates to sexuality, over display of sexuality, over display of passion, or placing over emphasis on how sexually attractive you appear, or placing over emphasis on the sexual attractiveness of your partner, and overemphasis on passion. If you feel there's excessive passion, there's high passion, that means you have a good relationship and that's all that matters the most. That is not so. So I feel somewhere you have to bring in a balance. While this thing is really good, not everyone has it, so you have it there, a lucky boy or girl, but you have to really make sure that it's curtailed in balance. And that's not the only side of you, because for this person this might not be the only thing. They look at something deeper, the sense, the passion, the energy which lies within you, in your character, in the person who you are, and not just in your sexual behavior, right? So I feel those are the kinds of things you have to take care of, not just your sexual attractiveness, but also attractiveness in the inner character, in the inner being that you share. So, well, I hope that makes sense for you. And finally, I have your final card here, which tells you about the major karmic or soul lesson that is going on right now in your life in the field of love. And this is something which is affecting everything else, something which affects what's being blocked for you in the field of love right now, whether you're married or unmarried, or whether something is happening right for you. So this is the one which is influencing everything in the field of love in your life right now. So let's take a look at what this card is. Wow. So talking of balance, and I was just talking of balance, and you have this card right here. And it says, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. So I don't think anything else needs to be said. You have some great things going for you. You're likely someone very attractive and passionate, and you place a great deal of importance on attractiveness, on passion in relationships, and you're developing romantic feelings for someone. You're being guided to pursue that. Go ahead. Just at the same time, make sure that the feelings are not just based on sexual attraction, because that is not something which is going to last forever. It will last forever, but that's not the only thing which is going to be just enough for sustaining true love or a true relationship. So make sure it's really time for you to work on this shadow side and bring in balance, where this outer attractiveness, the outer aggression in terms of relationship, or the outer passion and sexuality is balanced by inner inner dependability, inner strength, and the knowing of what's important in order to receive and sustain true love in your life. Your character should shine. You should be just as attractive within as outside, and excessive importance on all the things which are outside and all the things of passion will not be enough. You need deeper, more grounded things in order to bring in receive and sustain true love in your life. So make sure you know which side this balance is needed in your life. I'm sure you will be able to truly know exactly, because if it's whatever applies to you, you will know exactly what this is asking you about, and where in your life, in your, especially maybe in your past relationships, this imbalance has taken place, which has affected negatively your relationship. And I'm sure you know where exactly you need to bring in that balance to become a more mature person in the field of love, not amateurish anymore, a more mature, uh, a more grounded, a more dependable, a more rock solid person. And then of course you can go ahead and you know have all that means a lot to you in your relationship. You can be passionate, you can be sexually attractive, you can, you know, everything else can come in, but first there needs to be the sense of balance and groundedness. So I'm sure you know what this is talking about. So well guys, here's your reading, and I truly hope it helps you some way clarify a lot of things and bringing more confidence, bringing more clarity, and more smoothness. Also, just before I actually clean up those cards, just I was guided to say one more thing, that also make sure that there's something not unhealed inside you sexually. It could have to do with sexual exploitation or something, maybe, you know, sexual repression. This could also refer to that. So it needn't always be one kind of thing. It can be anything related to sexual art. So it could be that you're repressing yourself sexually, maybe, or there's been some unhealed scarred relation to related to sexuality. So if that's the case, you need to work on that and pay attention and not be ashamed, not be guilty, and heal this part of you, whatever it is. All right, welcome people, those of you who felt guided to select pile B because of this card, new love. So I feel it's likely people who are, you know, who have just entered a new love, or new love is on the horizon, or they've just been guided to, you know, the potential of new love, or they are feeling the need of a new love, fed up of an old relationship, or fed up of the wait, and they just feel, you know, inspired to move towards a new relationship, or there's someone in their life with whom this just, the cupid has stuck, so to say, and there's no new love on the corner. Let's look at what your guidance is. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Wonderful. So there is someone most likely for whom you have developed new feelings. It's a new love, or somebody has already entered your life, and things are beginning to happen. Let's look at more guidance. Now, this is one card for what you are being guided to do in terms of this. What is an action? What is an energy you're being guided to embrace? Because it will be for the highest good of all involved in terms of this card. And one card for making you wary, for making you cautious about what not to do, right? Three of Wands. Oh, wow. That's a card of a lot of movement, a lot of action. So what I feel you're being guided to do is not to be really scared, not to hold back, not to think too long, not to hold back too long, not to, you know, sometimes it's like to be or not to be, to do or not to do, to move ahead or not to move ahead. I think it's guiding you to take your moment, take the right amount of time, but then after that, not wait too much, not keep dilly-dallying, not keep procrastinating, not keep self-doubting, but to move ahead with this. You already are fired up for action. You're ready for an adventure, for a roller coaster, for fun, for a time of excitement. In times of movement, there seems to be nothing dull about what's happening, nothing, you know, laid back. There's lots of action, lots of new movement on the horizon, and you are being guided to, you know, literally like take your surfboard, get ready to, you know, hit the waves. So get ready in action mode. And what is it that you are being guided not to do? Of course, you're being guided to, you know, stir up the passion, stir up the romance, get ready for action, you know. What is it you've been guided to be a bit wary of? Oh, this is a strange card to receive for this. A very unusual card for something you've been guided to be wary of. Interesting. The Six of Wands. So we have a lot of action here. We have wands again, wands here, wands here. So I feel, why do I somehow feel that somehow it's for, at least for some of you, not for all, because this is not a personalized reading, at least for some of you, a career could be involved in some way, or this person could be on the work front. If this person could be someone related to your career, to your profession, maybe even someone in your office in some way, a work colleague, a direct or indirect counterpart in your work, or something in some way connected to your field of work, your profession, or your ambition. So what I'm being guided here is like, somehow just be wary that you don't allow so whatever is happening professionally. Maybe it's success. Maybe you're very ambitious, you receive success or promotion or rewards at work. So I feel, make sure that you do not allow, this is not something which is influencing this relationship. Either it could be any ways. Now there could be any kinds of examples. For example, if you feel that this person could be good for your work, it could be good for you professionally, make sure that's not the reason, that's not the main reason, at least not the only reason because of which you feel love for this person, and you're not confusing profession for that person, professional success for love. And it's also possible that this person for whom you have developed this new love is someone who is in your work, or even if they're not in your profession, not in your office, there's someone who is very dynamic, very successful, so to say, and that is the reason because of which you're feeling attracted to them. That is the reason that you feel that you have developed these feelings for them. Make sure it's not because this person is really successful in work or really looked up to you, the person is a successful professional. So make sure whether either ways, it's not ambition, success are not the reasons. Professional success, ambition are not the reasons, at least definitely not the sole reasons which are creating this interest in this new person. Whether it's you who is the successful one, or you feel you could achieve success, or it's the other person who's very successful. And so because there tends to be, especially in case of females, if you find a male who's really dynamic, really successful, really doing well, and maybe to top it all also good looking, then you tend to it's very easy to feel attracted, because that's not something which is going to sustain this relationship. You need deeper reasons, bigger reasons, deeper, truer, more grounded inner reasons in order to really make a relationship work. It can get started, but it will not sustain if you don't have deeper reasons. So you're being cautious. You're being cautioned to make sure your reasons are right enough, and they're not just reason because you're attracted to someone because of success or in hopes of your own success, or something to do with that. Okay, so I have another card here. These two cards actually, I had asked for guidance. Now these are shadow cards. Shadow sides are the sides of us which are deeply unhealed. And I've asked for shadow guidance for you with relation to these cards. What is it that you are being guided to heal? What is that deeply unhealed side inside you which you're being guided to pay attention to and heal in order to bring about the highest possible success of your love life in relation to this card, or in any other way to bring about the highest support in the manifesting of genuine true love? So let's have a look at these cards. Actually, two cards fell out in your case, so I'll just do a quick reading of both. All right, pay attention to signs. And then you have here beauty. Oh my God. So I just feel what I was speaking about just now. Make sure it's not just outer attraction. It's not just attraction to the way a person's personality is. Maybe this person is very successful, doing really well in a career, in a profession, at a very high position, and that's the reason you're feeling attracted. So it all relates to this beauty, because something is beautiful on the outside, something is shining like gold, whether it's a person's outer personality, the way they look, the way their career seems to be shining, the way they seem successful, the way success surrounds them. That's all outer beauty. And do you see the snake here? This is like snake is waiting to bite because you are being inauthentic. Because it's like a temptation. It's like you being tempted towards something which appears very good and shining, but that might not be the truth, right? That might be the only truth that you need to be aware of. So either you might lead yourself into something which is really not worthy. There might be other things hiding underneath that outer personality, or you are being guided to make sure that this is not the reason. Outer beauty, outer success, outer symbols are not things that you are choosing, and it's possible that these are the factors based on which you have chosen or entered into or tried to maintain past relationships and unsuccessfully. So this is a temptation you're really being guided to take care of. You need to really work deeper on knowing the true worth of people, of knowing what truly matters to you in a person, what truly matters to you inside. What do you want a person to have which really matters to you in terms of life? Because not just outer beauty or outer symbols of success, because trust me, they will fade away. They will not really be able to sustain a loving, happy, joyful relationship to come back home to a person each day. So you need to make sure, and I feel some things have been there in your past, maybe in your family background. There are some hidden secrets, some secrets in the family, or some secrets in your life, some skeletons in the closet which bring some darkness into your life, and they could again give rise to these traits. So you have to look at what those reasons are. There could be some, as I said, skeletons in the closet, some dark secrets, or something within your family, some things you feel ashamed of or even terrified of. Dark corners which might have affected your approach to love, your approach to your beliefs about how you look about for manifesting that right person. So make sure you are healing those dark parts in the family or in others' behavior, or something you might have gone through. Make sure it's not influencing this. And again, this could be also do now if this new love. Now again, as I said, some of you could be married. Now if this card has come up in case of someone who's already in a committed relationship or who is married, then I think this card would get a whole new interpretation. You need to be very, very, very cautious about how you move ahead. Are you in a committed relationship and you're still being attracted to someone because of some outer factors, or because of passion or because of some other things? Then you're being really cautioned. You're being really guided to make sure that you know what you're getting into, because once you take a step, there's no way back. You might make sure that you are not leading yourself to self-sabotage or ruin or self-destruction. And again, this could be darker traits, some darker traits inside. Pay attention to signs, so you make sure you know that signs are not leading you into ruin, or you're not acting into this behavior because of some unhealed inner things, or maybe the other people in your family, or other times also when you indulge in this deceptive behavior, maybe you are being disloyal, or maybe it's infidelity. So if this is the case, please be very, very careful about what you're being guided to and why you're being guided to it. Right, so I will leave you to make the rest of the interpretations, and let's just get to the final card. This is the card which talks about your life lesson, the major soul lesson, life lesson that's going on in the field of love right now for you, which is guiding everything else for you. What is that major bird's eye, big time life lesson going on in the field of love for you? Blame. That is a big, big card. It says, I accept responsibility for my well-being. So if you are someone who's used to not accepting blame, or putting the blame for your relationship failures, for your pain, for your heartache, for your suffering in the field of love onto others, onto a husband or a wife or a partner or an ex-partner, it is high time for you to again maybe self-introspect, work deeper on your shadow sides, and know that you alone are the person responsible for manifesting what you manifest in your love life. It's time to not shift blame, not to make another people's scapegoat, but to know that what you receive is out of the choices you made, the choices which are resulting from your inner self beliefs, right or wrong. So you have to make sure that you work on these things and you accept full responsibility, in this case for the health of your relationships, the sustainability and the truth of your relationships, and your ability or inability to receive true love into your life, to take responsibility, to know that you are the one who has the power and therefore also the responsibility to, and to once and forever let go, quit blaming other people, because until this happens, you are going to likely continue receiving the same kinds of circumstances and the same kind of maybe self-sabotage. So I hope this powerful, I think this was a powerful message, powerful kind of guidance. It resonates with you and truly guides you to true success, true light, true clarity in the path of love and manifesting the right one in your life. Thank you for your patience if you have come here after listening to the first two readings. And of course, it's great if you have moved to this reading right away by pressing on the fast forward button. So, well, here's your reading. If you chose pile C, express your love card. Let's see what it says for you. go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So I feel many of you who have been guided to this card are, you love someone, you like someone, or you've developed deep feelings, and likely it's from both sides, but somehow you are in self-doubt, you are scared of making the first move. And this happens, we know a lot with men, especially. They like someone, they like a female, and but they are just too scared to make the first move, especially if you feel that you lose respect of that person, or if you are in a friendship of with that person, you'll also lose the friendship. So some kind of self-doubt, some kind of inner fear, intimidation is going on. You're feeling confused, you're feeling fearful, and you're just feeling nervous. But this card says go right ahead and make the romantic gesture. And if you're also someone who's already in this committed relationship, already in love, already has a steady relationship going, or even if you're already married, then you need to really express and show your love, show some outer symbols of that love, and especially considering this is a Valentine's Day reading. So it's you don't have to, but if you feel that you've never done those things and this could really be a surprise, it could feel nice, you can go ahead and get some flowers, cards. If you feel doing this will make the other person feel really nice and happy, go ahead and do that. So go ahead and make the romantic gesture, whether this is the first time you're expressing your love, or whether you've forgotten to really express your love in a long time, you were in a relationship but you really need to be more expressive, or just express your love through your words. Demonstrate, say nice words, give a hug, be more loving and affectionate in your behavior. So whatever this means in your case, in this general reading, whatever it tells to you, make sure you express your love in that way, whether it's a new relationship waiting to develop or already existing one. I have some more cards here now for your guidance. A card here which tells you a proactive action or energy to embrace with respect to this, which will help you, and something not to do. All right, a very interesting card. It is very interesting when you get a negative for a positive action. So I feel again in relation to this, and I think this is especially for people who, this is a first time relationship. I mean, you've never been in a relationship with that person, and you just are feeling too nervous, too scared to go ahead. Maybe you've had heartbreaks in the past, maybe you don't want to lose this person, or whatever be the reason, or maybe there's too much competition around. I don't know what the reason is, but somehow you are too much in your mind. The level of self-doubt you are indulging in is now creating negativity, and it's just stalling you, it's just stopping you, it's blocking you. So make sure to stop. Love is not about analysis. You have analyzed this too much, and there's like some fearful aspect of you, an alter ego or some fear aspect inside you which is stopping you and creating self-doubts, and like asking you again and again, are you sure, are you sure, creating red flags. So don't analyze, don't reason this much. It's like literally giving you a headache now. It's like chatter 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 inside your head. Go ahead, love is about the heart. Even if it's not meant to be, even if it doesn't fall into place, that's okay. You did what you was right to do. If you don't express, you will never know the answer. So go ahead, because that's also your guidance. When you express, no matter what happens, yes or no, right or wrong, the result would be right for you, because that was what was meant to happen, and you never know what could happen further down the line. So stop falling prey to your own negative inner beliefs. Or maybe if you feel there's competition around, and there are other people who or there are other people who are maybe kind of jealous of you, I feel somehow, and they're trying to stop you, or they're kind of discouraging you. So if it's other people or your own negative self-talk, stop it. Stop right there and just conduct yourself from your heart, through your heart, and go right ahead and do the demonstration and the affection. This is the card. Oh my god. Okay, this is a huge major arcana card, and again this is something very interesting. Now again interesting because you have a positive card for action not to do, for things not to do, energy not to do. So I feel okay, very interesting. All right, so what I feel is, for some of you, take it if it resonates, because obviously this is a general reading, and each person who's been guided to this might obviously not have the same circumstances or the same story. So interpret it in the way it means right for you. So I feel some of you might be, being guided by someone who's really deep or intuitive, or who's a mystical soul, or even a mystical guru, or someone who is kind of a deep person and who does a lot of, you know, someone who, how do we say it, someone who works in very mysterious ways. If you're taking, so if you know someone like this and if you're taking the guidance, make sure that you're only taking guidance which resonates with you. It is high vibrational, so do not give in to guidance even if there are people who are guiding you. And this could be someone, a guide or a soul guide, or maybe even a guru, or this could be even a female, another female friend of yours, not in the love interest, but another female friend, maybe a female or some other female who's trying to guide you, or who says she's guiding you, and she can give you the answers, all the inner answers, or kind of but again, I would say make sure that you're not just taking every this kind of guidance with blindly. You're also tuning into your own inner guidance. That's what I feel, also tuning into your own inner guidance. At the same time, this could also be, I feel, just don't go, just to make too much of things of which you're not aware of right now. Don't make too much of those things, I feel. Just go ahead with just expressing your love whatever way it makes sense. Let's look at your more cards so that we can draw a greater interpretation for what this means for you. So I have again here this card, which is for shadow healing. What is that shadow side, or the deeply unhealed side in relation to love, which you need to clear in your life in order to bring you the greatest support in manifesting true love, or in case of this card. So let's look at this shadow healing card. Self-love. Oh my god, that's what an apt card. So I feel, yes, this makes things much more clearer. See, self-love, I always say that in order to manifest true love, in order to manifest someone who truly loves you deeply and truly, you first have to practice self-love. You have to love yourself enough. First, you have to love and respect yourself enough, value yourself enough. So I feel somewhere in your life this is lacking. You are either someone who is not, you think yourself unworthy, and that's also the reason why you could be blocking this, because you feel unworthy, or there's competition, or you feel not good enough, you feel too unsure, too confused, self-esteem is too low because you don't value yourself highly enough and you think you'll be rejected. And there are other people who might be guiding you wrong in this way. They might not be guiding you in the highest way. So there's too much, I feel, self-doubt. There's self-love is lacking. That is a part of you which also says that, okay, I like this person and I'm going to go ahead and share, make the first move, declare how I feel. And if it's not meant to be, I don't care. So be it. If it's not meant to succeed, it will not succeed. That's okay. They can say no. So what? That's not about me. It does not reflect upon me. So there's a lack of, I feel, hugely about self-esteem, lack of self-love, or bad past experiences. Again, those experiences have been because there's been lack of self-love, and so you've drawn the people who've also not really loved you, or who've made you feel unworthy, or who've maybe even treated you like trash. So this is the huge lesson which you really need to work on and clear, that you cannot love anyone without loving yourself first. And I also feel you're someone who looks for approval from another person, from a loved one. You look for approval and validation from a relationship, and you end up losing yourself. And this is also possible that it could lead you into toxic or codependent relationships. So these are huge lessons, my dear people, for you. You really need to value yourself enough so that you do not draw in toxic people or codependent relationships, and you do not look for validation from your partner. You don't need your partner to make you feel complete. You have to feel complete in yourself first, because you are worthy, you are complete. You are absolutely worthy of the highest love, and only when you are convinced of this and when you feel it will you be drawing the right high vibrational love. So those are the lessons for you, self-love. And again, I feel that maybe some of your answers need to come from within you and not from someone else. So your answers need to come in this, regarding this, from within you. You need to do some deeper work. But I also feel that maybe some of you might be, maybe you've been consulting someone, maybe a tarot reader you've been going to, or some spiritual kind of guide, or some mentor. Maybe you've been consulting someone, and I don't know why I have this feeling that in some cases this might be holding you back, right? So don't be over dependent. codependent, over dependent on the directions, on the guidance of this person, because ultimately you have to do this thinking, this self-prospection, this going inwards for your own self. Don't be over dependent on whoever this is, if this makes sense for you. Okay, so that's the best way I can find of putting this. I'm sure in your circumstances you would know what it means for you. And let's get to the final card, which is the overall soul card for whatever biggest soul lessons are going on right now in your love life. And these are the soul lessons. This is the lesson in your love life which is affecting and creating or blocking everything else, on which everything else is dependent right now. So the soul lessons can sometimes continue for years and years till they are really learned. Let's see what this is. Guilt. Oh my God. Do you see how this is not a surprise at all? Guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. So my dear people, please let go of guilt. This could be guilt. Guilty, you feeling guilty, you feel that you have to make others happy. If things don't work, if people don't love you, or if you don't receive the right relationships, or if your feelings are not reciprocated, then it's because of something wrong in you. You are guilty for that. You are guilty for that. Please don't feel you are guilty in the way that only because you are not practicing self-love, you're not in self-love. For anything else, you are not guilty. You're not guilty of the way other people behave towards you. You're not guilty of toxicity in another person. You're not guilty if you're not able to make another people happy. You're not guilty of anything. The only thing you have to work at is self-love. Self-love, this lack of self-love and feeling guilty in love are two things that absolutely go hand in hand. The person who lacks in self-love is the one who will feel more and more guilty. If they are not being able to make their partner happy, they'll be the one who will draw trashy partners, junk partners, people who will treat them badly, and they will feel all the guilt. They are the ones who will be easily gaslighted. So that's what guilt does to you, and guilt comes from lack of self-love. So please, you have to really, really make promise to yourself that you are going to work on these self lessons, life lessons, and release them forever, so that you are truly, truly on your way to, manifesting and receiving the highest love in your life that you are worthy of, and you are absolutely worthy of it. Welcome, people, all of you who chose this card and who chose pile D. Now, this is a very, very interesting and a very self-explanatory card which says religious factors. And we all know what this could mean. So let's get deeper down into the reading. So what it says is your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and your spiritual path. So obviously there's nothing, surprising here. We knew what this religious factors meant, and I'm sure people who chose this card, this pile, knew why they were choosing it. In some way your religious or spiritual or ethnic background is interfering with the love you seek to manifest. Maybe you love someone, but they are different. These factors are involved in creating a block. Maybe there's resistance from the family, or maybe there's resistance inside you, unsurety inside you about, falling into love with or taking ahead a relationship with someone who is not from your religion, not from your background, not from your culture, or not from your caste or subcaste, whatever to say, if this is, that kind of family, especially in case of India. So it could be anything related to these factors. So let's get down deeper. Now, this is one card which will be guiding you to an action which will be right for you, supportive of you, which will be positive for you to take. And this is something which you're being guided to take care of and not indulge in, and not to do for the highest good of whatever this is all about, right? So let's look at the positive action or energy you're being guided to embrace first. Okay, very interesting. Now, the Ten of Cups, this is a very beautiful card to receive in any case, because this card speaks about so much happiness in love. This card is not just about love, it's about family happiness, it's about security, it's about a deep love, not just superficial love, but the deep love, the kind of love where there's fulfillment, like where you have a happy married life, a happy family, there's contentment, there's joy, there's harmony. And there's also awareness of all that. Sometimes you have joy and harmony, but people take it for granted. They're not aware. But this is the kind of card where you're aware of how blessed you are, how much joy there is in your family life, how much contentment, how many blessings, and you feel blessed, you feel grateful, you feel gratitude, and that's why your joy increases, the sense of love increases. this is that kind of card. So you're absolutely being guided to embrace that energy. And in case this is something, this is a card which is a paid for some of you who are already in a committed relationship, or who are married. And when you're married, sometimes you with someone, but religious factors might be interfering. You have some different beliefs, some different festivals, little things here and there, which create disharmony. One of you wants to do something in one way, the other one does not approve. Or maybe this could, maybe not religious, maybe spiritual. One of you is really spiritual, the other one is not that spiritual, and those create some kind of conflict. So, but overall, I feel you being guided to ignore those factors, because I feel this is the major energy which is guiding your relationship, or the relationship you're interested in. You have a lot going for you. There's a lot of happiness, there's a lot of common things which create harmony and smoothness. So focus on those things, so because there's so much joy. So focus, and don't let the little things. Work on bringing a balance between both of you in little things. If it's families creating conflict, don't give so much importance to their influence. Just know that what you have together is really special. You are blessed, there's harmony, there's joy. So work on increasing this further and sustaining this further, and being more and more thankful for it, instead of focusing on those silly superficial factors of religion and caste. And even if someone is differs in their spiritual belief, that's okay, because you still have a lot going for you. Embrace this, give deeper gratitude for this, sustain it deeper, make it go deeper. What is something you've been guided not to pay too much attention to, or to stay away from, or not to indulge in? Seven of Wands. All right, so again, wow. Now I know sometimes this looks like a very positive card. It could be about this person is meditating here, but for what this card means in this instance is not to be cornered. I feel some of you are feeling cornered, like you're feeling unsupported, defenseless, kind of cornered. So you get the idea of stick to your ground. If you're feeling, if there's someone you are interested in getting married or engaged to, for instance, as an example, and this person is from a different country, or a different nationality, or a different religion, so I'm saying this card would be it's like not to be, stick your ground. If you really feel what is right, do that. But at the same time, don't be stubborn. Don't give overemphasis to small things which don't matter. Don't be over rebellious, don't be over stubborn. At the same time, don't allow others to bully you, but at the same time, don't be don't put yourself into a corner. Don't be stubborn without a reason, indulging in rebellion without a cause over little things. Try to bring in more harmony. Give energy to the things which are positive, which matter. You have a lot going for you, a lot of blessings your way. So for unnecessary things, even with your partner, even if you're already in a relationship, don't create fights or conflicts over little things, over little difference in beliefs, over little difference in practices. Maybe they practice worship or do some pray in a different way and you don't. So whatever those are, don't create conflict over little things. You don't become stubborn or bullheaded, or stop talking or create conflict over little things, because that is what is that's disrupting the harmony of the relationship. So I think that's very, very simple guidance, so don't do that. And if in case there's outer people who are trying to influence, outside people or other family members involved in this way, again I would say don't allow them to bully you or pull you down or force their beliefs on you, or put you in a corner. So make sure you work as harmoniously, as smoothly as possible, at the same time maintaining your own opinions and thoughts, but not being bullheaded, or neither bullying nor being bullied by someone else over these factors, because they will disrupt your harmony and your happiness. Now let's look at some major cards before we end this reading. So this card is a shadow card, which I've asked for. This is a shadow card, means a major shadow side of you in love. This is a shadow side or a deeply unhealed side which affects your love life, whether it's receiving your true love, your true relationship, or whether it's sustaining that true genuine love and relationship in your life. So this is something you really have to work on and heal in this lifetime, at this point of time. Family and tribe. Wow. how appropriate, and if this really matches this. So I feel for at least many of you, many family factors are involved. You are someone probably who comes from a very close-knit family, and where family has a lot of say, and therefore it's possible that a lot of religious factors, in case you want to marry someone of a different background, of a different religion, different community, or you have already done that, now you are facing resistance from your family. Them trying to make things difficult, maybe not directly but indirectly. They are trying to make things difficult for you or your partner, because the partner comes from a different background, or there's this resistance in your being able to marry this person. So this is an unhealed family, because in a healed family, these things do not matter. They do not matter. They are not given importance. True love, genuine relationships, smoothness, harmony, true engagement, true integration is what is given importance to. So if this is not happening in your family, know that it's not your fault. Know that this is an unhealed family lineage. So maybe you have to be the one who has to break this unhealed family lineage, and you have to start, because remember, this is a shadow card, deeply unhealed pattern. So you have to be maybe the one to break this shadow pattern, and you can do this by doing this and not doing this, right? So heal the shadow pattern, break it, stop it. Even if it begins with you, be that first one. Do not give in to this, so that you do not pass this on to your future generations. This family thing of giving over importance to religion, caste, community, it has to end, because this has not brought good for anyone in the deeper way. This is stalling the spiritual evolution and growth of the entire family tree. So maybe you are the one who has to be that one, the best one, who breaks away this pattern. So go ahead, you have the green signal, and that's the right thing for you to do. Do not hold guilt, because this pattern, this lower vibrational thing has to be broken. And finally, we come to that big, huge card. What is that big soul lesson going on in the field of love in your life? And this is that big soul lesson in the field of love, which affects everything else, which is taking place, or which is being blocked, or which is happening or not happening. This soul lesson in the field of love affects everything else in your relationships, in your love relationships. So let's see, what is this big soul lesson in the field of love going on in your life? Perseverance. I feel this has so much meaning for the rest of the cards. When we look at in context of the rest of the card, it says, I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. So again, my dear one, if you're someone who's going through a lot of blockage, a lot of opposition, a lot of resistance because of your family, in marrying someone you want, just because of religious differences, community, caste, spiritual differences, or maybe you belong to a spiritual community, a spiritual cult, and the other person does not, and maybe you're being threatened with being thrown out of that community, or being outcast, or being rejected. So I don't know what this is, but some kind of deep opposition and conflict and blockage you are going through, resistance you're going through. Perseverance means do not give up, persevere. I feel you're someone who's already been very brave, highly likely, and you've been fighting alone, you've been fighting along with your loved one, maybe you've been fighting together against this resistance, sticking to your ground, and you are not giving up. So this is your green sign from divinity that yes, this is the major lesson going on in your life, and divinity might be testing you, whether you are someone who sticks to what they truly believe in, what truly matters to them, or do you give up for the lesser vibrations? Do you give it up? So make sure you're being tested, and if you give up at this time, then this thing will stay unhealed, and you will also, maybe the pattern will continue, and you will not be drawing things you are worthy of. So your patience, your perseverance, your strength is being tested. So stick to it. Maybe a little more time. Sometimes when things appear really difficult, the end is just at the corner. Something positive is really right there. So please be perseverant. Please, if this is something you really believe in, if this is someone you really love, whether you're married or unmarried and in the field of love, or if you're just fed up, maybe you're someone who's just been pushed into meeting people, arranged marriage kind of thing, meeting people because of community and religious factors, and you're not being allowed to meet other people. You're a more liberal person, you want to be exposed to the world, you want to meet other people, you want to be able to choose for yourself, and you're being prevented from doing that all the time, and you're now fed up. So even in that case, whatever means right, really truly right, whatever feels right to you, flows from your soul, stick up for it, stand up for it in a way with as less conflict as possible, but do not be bullied, do not be cornered. Do not allow other people to dictate you. Break away from negative low vibrational patterns and become a bigger person, a better person. Stand for love you genuinely believe in, relationships which are high vibrational, and let go of the lesser lower factors of religion, caste, community, nationality. Go ahead and manifest the kind of love which you are worthy of, and in ways which feel right to you, which feel aligned with your soul. Wow, what a message and what a pattern going on. So I wish you all the very, very best in this pattern breaking that is going to be happening likely through you. All the very best, and may the divinity continue blessing you and guiding you powerfully. So, well, guys, this brings us to the end of this reading. I hope you all received some really, truly powerful and clarifying guidance in support of your love life, in manifesting true love into your life, and or in sustaining true love into your life. And this reading is valid anytime, remember, today or at any time, whenever you might be guided to this reading on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you once again in another video on some important topic. Till then, take care and be truly in love with who you are.